In our previous videos, we saw Nero rise to power, eliminating his enemies with brutal efficiency, even his own mother, Agrippina. His grip on Rome tightened with every calculated move, but with each step towards total control, his mind became increasingly unhinged. Nero's hunger for absolute power and adoration grew insatiable. Now, in this third chapter, we witness the event that would push both Nero and the city of Rome to the brink of destruction: the Great Fire. As the flames of the Great Fire consumed the eternal city, a sinister plot begins to unfold. Smoke billows in the night sky, casting an ominous pall over the once majestic Rome. In the chaos, whispers spread of the emperor's involvement, that Nero himself may have orchestrated this cataclysmic event. As the true nature of the tyrant's reign is gradually revealed, the horror only deepens. In the shadows, an insidious plan is taking form, one that threatens to unravel the very foundations of Rome. Was this merely a tragic accident, or a carefully calculated move to reshape the empire under Nero's twisted vision? The answer may lie buried in the smoldering ruins, waiting to be uncovered. What dark secrets lie hidden beneath these ashes? Flames lick at the night sky, consuming the city of Rome. Smoke billows across the horizon as Rome burns, and with it the emperor's sanity. The air crackles with the roar of the flames as they devour building after building. Thick, acrid smoke chokes the lungs of fleeing citizens, their panicked cries and tears echoing throughout the city. The once majestic city is reduced to a hellscape of glowing embers and collapsing structures. While Rome burned, Nero reportedly sat atop Palatine Hill, captivated by the destruction below. Some whispered that he had been playing the lyre, humming softly as his empire turned to ash. Nero's chilling indifference to the plight of his people only fueled the growing rumors. Had the emperor orchestrated this catastrophic event for his own twisted purposes? Amidst the ashes, Nero saw more than just ruin. He saw opportunity. The destruction cleared the way for his most ambitious project yet, the Domus Aurea, a palace unlike anything the world had ever seen. Nero's vision for Rome was one of decadence, with gardens, fountains, and gold-lined halls sprawling the city. His insatiable desire to be worshipped as both emperor and artist drove this creation. But to the Roman people, the construction of such a grand palace was nothing more than a monument to Nero's unchecked ego and megalomania. While Nero dreamed of his golden palace, the citizens of Rome were left homeless, hungry, and mourning their losses. Their anger and rage was palpable, and Nero knew it was only a matter of time before it was fully directed at him. Needing a scapegoat to deflect the mounting anger, Nero found the perfect target: the Christians. At the time, they were a small, misunderstood sect in Rome, their beliefs seen as strange and maybe even dangerous. The Roman populace, already suspicious of the Christians' refusal to worship the empire's gods, quickly latched on to Nero's accusations. Nero painted the Christians as the enemy of Rome, blaming them for the fire that had consumed the city. It was a strategic move. By shifting the blame, Nero not only deflected suspicion away from himself, but also gained public support for his brutal crackdown. What followed was one of the most horrific persecutions in Roman history. The punishments meted out to the Christians under Nero's orders were barbaric beyond belief. They were rounded up, tortured, and executed in ways designed not just to kill, but to terrify. But it was Nero's Roman candles that became famous. Christians were tied to stakes, covered in black pitch, and set alight to burn as torches in Nero's gardens at night. The sight of human torches illuminating the emperor's palace was a macabre display of his cruelty and sadistic enjoyment of power. Historian Tacitus recorded the horrors, describing how mockery of every sort was added to their deaths. This was no longer a political maneuver, this was personal. Nero's hatred for the Christians ran deeper than mere scapegoating. He saw their rejection of his divine authority as a personal affront, and his persecutions became a twisted form of sadistic vengeance. I am the master of the world, and the world is mine to shape as I see fit, Nero proclaimed, his eyes gleaming with a dangerous light. As the city smoldered, so did the emperor's mind. His grandiose visions of being an artist emperor grew more delusional day by day. He no longer saw himself as just a ruler. He believed himself to be a godlike figure, shaping Rome and history to his whims. Paranoia consumed him ever more deeply. Nero began to see enemies everywhere, lurking in every corner of his own court. His once calculated cruelty became erratic and unpredictable, driven by his deepening madness and sadism. Those closest to him, his wife Octavia among them, would not even escape his wrath, as suspicion and fear clouded his judgment. Nero's reign had descended into a nightmare of fire and persecution, but as his power grew, so too did his madness. How far would he go to maintain his vision of the empire? As his inner circle fractures and the empire begins to crumble from within, the worst is yet to come. In this video, we've seen how Nero's consolidation of power turned Rome into a city consumed by flames, paranoia, and bloodshed. The Great Fire, the persecution of the Christians, and the rise of Domus Aurea were just the beginning. But as Nero's madness deepens, Rome's fate hangs in the balance. Make sure to subscribe to War and Wisdom in History to witness Nero's most chilling acts of cruelty and the beginning of his inevitable downfall. See you in the next chapter of history.